This is the Inspired Flight IF800 TOMCAT drone, American made, and today I'm going to do a complete review. Stay tuned and find out how it flies. As you may or may not be aware, there's a growing concern of the Chinese drone manufacturer DJI, and there is a growing need for a Western equivalent with equivalent capabilities of a drone made in the West here in the USA. And that's what brings us to where we're at today. Come with me. We're at the manufacturing facility of Inspired Flight, and we're going to be testing out their brand new drone, the IF800 TOMCAT, which has a total flight time of 54 minutes, and it's also IP43 rated. So join me today as we pop it up into the air, check out all the features of the drone, and do a little test flight, and fly a little lighter. Let's go. Okay, so now it's time for the flight test portion of the video. So I got the drone set up over here. We're gonna take off, manually fly it, and kind of what I want to get a feel for is how does it feel? Does it feel responsive? Is it handling the weight of the payload well? Just what are all the characteristics of the flight, and comparing that to something I'm more familiar with, the DJI drone. Now, obviously DJI is the #1 drone out there, so let's see how it compares to that. But this is the test flight. Let's get it up in the air and see how it goes. Props armed. Okay, let's do a takeoff first. Takeoff was really nice, that's good. I'm gonna bring it over here to the left. Okay, so right now what I'm feeling is I got the left joystick is in mode 2, so I can go up, I can go down. So one thing I noticed right away is that when I go up and then I release, it still keeps ascending. Here, let's watch that again. So I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go up and release, release. Oh, you see how much more it went up there, guys? So that's one thing I noticed right away. Now I am in this loiter mode. Let me put it into position hold mode. There's 2 different modes in this controller. One's a little more aggressive, it's called position hold. The loiter is a little bit more slow to react. So that might be what we were feeling. So let me feel what it feels like now. Let me come down, release. I stopped pretty much right away. Let me do it again, up, release. Okay, still has some overshoot on the ascent there, but I want to try out a few of the other things. Let's go left, right, forward, back. Just feel how that attitude control works. I'm gonna bring it back down so we can see it. Okay, so let's go right. Whoa, yeah, just like a little bit of overshoot the whole time. Right, let go. Sorry, right, let go. Left, let go. Forward, let go. Wow, so you can see maybe like a 10-foot overshoot when you let go of those controls. So you do gotta be mindful, that's gonna happen. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just take off and fly forward a little bit and feel how that forward flight looks. I'm gonna punch out first. That's good, it's got some good punch out, so we can lift the weight, come down, and let's go forward. Feels solid. I'm gonna do a quick turnaround, try doing figure 8. No problem. No problem on the figure 8. Turns nicely. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, once I'm flying forward, it feels like pretty much more responsive, with a little bit more forward flight. Yeah, much more like the M300. Okay guys, well I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back in. Now, what I just experienced here is that there's a little bit of overshoot on those controls, the attitude response. The punch out feels pretty good. Now, when you're bringing in, it's one other thing to note, there's no downward sensor that's gonna tell you where the ground's at. So when you land, you pretty much are raw dogging it. You're gonna get, to the ground, and you can do the auto landing on the controller, which I highly recommend. That's pretty much foolproof. Now, if you're gonna do it manually though, what you gotta do is you gotta hover, and then you just joystick down, touch down to the ground, and full throttle down. Because what you wanna do is you wanna plant the landing, just like a gymnast. You're gonna plant that landing and stick it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it back over here to the ground. I'm gonna land it manually so you guys can see what that looks like. So let's go ahead and bring it over. We're clear on the cars right now. Patrick, watch your step right here. Okay, I'm gonna come down, and I'm hovering right here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down, and I'm going to plant it. Boom. Full down. Sorry, you need to go full down when you land from activated. So that's the first flight, guys. I think it went really well. Just a few things about that, you know, when you are close to an object and you're going to let go of the joystick, it is gonna coast for a couple extra feet. So be aware of that. All in all though, once I was doing that forward flight, it felt very natural to me. Felt just like a DJI drone. No big issue here. The only big difference is when you take off to arm, instead of going down and in on both, you go down and only on the left one. And then whenever you land, you just go down, full down to land and disengage the props. But other than that, I think it was pretty good, guys. So why don't we go ahead and after this part of the video, let's go ahead and fly an actual mission plan. So let's see how we mission plan on the controller and then go and fly a survey mission with that ROC R3 Pro LiDAR on board and see how that goes. Let's go. And now it's time for us to test the mission planning capabilities of the Tomcat. We're over here in this beautiful farm field, but there's a beautiful creek over, lots of heavy vegetation. We got the ROC R3 Pro LiDAR on it. We're gonna fly a mission plan and see how it handles. Before we get up in the air, let me take a second to tell you about this controller I'm holding here in my hand. This is the HereLink controller, but running on it is something called IGC, which is the Inspired Ground Control software. It's a modified Q ground control software, but it gives you all the abilities to do your mission plan from your area surveys, your linear corridors, and even doing manual waypoint missions. And one thing that's even cooler than that, it has the FPV, you can see here on the drone, and you can see that live feed of your FPV camera right here on your controller. So it gives you all that security of mind knowing that I can see what's in front of me while I'm flying my waypoint mission. Now I went ahead and already pre-programmed our flight plan in here. Pretty simple. We're just gonna fly this area behind me. There's a creek, a building, some other objects. It's gonna look cool in the data, but we're not gonna focus on the data in this video. You can be clicking the link below and see this data later if you wanna look at it for yourself. We're gonna focus on the drone and how we're doing that mission plan and just testing the capabilities and characteristics of its flight. So let's go ahead and get the drone up in the air and see how it flies. Landed. Okay, so now our next test is how long will the batteries last with a payload doing a regular mapping mission. So we went ahead and planned a mission. We're gonna fly at 5 meters per second, and we're just gonna keep replaying the mission here at this field until the batteries are completely exhausted. So let's get it up in the air and see how long it's gonna last with a payload, about 1.2 kilograms, and one set of batteries. Let's find out. All right, let's take it over to the takeoff spot. Now, like I said, this has got about 1.2 kilograms on the payload here, and we got one set of batteries, and I think we're about 99% right now. We'll probably land it at around 20%, but depends how close we are. If we're really close to us, we might push it down to 10%. So there will be a little reserves just for safety, guys. I'm not going to zero with this. We're not gonna crash the drone just to prove how long it flies for. We want a real world scenario. Let's get it up in the air and find out. Okay, we've been up in the air about 2 minutes, and we are at 95% battery. Let's keep going. All right, we just passed the 16-minute mark. We're at 60% battery. Doing good. Okay, we're at 28 minutes and 30 seconds and we're at 32% battery. Let's keep going. All right, 16%, 35 minutes. Keep going, buddy, keep going.
Okay, so it just triggered RTL.
All right, so we just triggered return landing. We're at 35 minutes. I'm holding two things at once, so if I need to hand over the controller, I'm gonna hand it to you, but. Let's go over here and look at it and we'll stop it once it hits the ground. Actually, why don't you come, you can grab the controller. I'm gonna keep monitoring this. All right, we're at 35 minutes and 50 seconds. And touchdown. We'll let the prop stop though. Prop stop. Okay, it's 36 minutes, guys. We got 36 minutes, and what's the battery left?
We are at 11%.
That's 11%. So we probably could squeeze out a little bit more, but for safety, we're gonna bring it down right at that 11%. So we got 36 minutes with the Rock R3 Pro, which is about 1.2, maybe 1.4 kilograms. Pretty cool. Now, what is my key takeaways from this review of the Inspired Flight IF800 TOMCAT drone? All in all, I'm gonna say 2 thumbs up. Is it the replacement for the DJI M350, M300 drone? Not quite. But what do I like about this drone? I love the smart batteries. I love the fact that I can mission plane on that controller. And I like the fact that it is the familiar form factor that we're familiar with now. And it can carry the payload and fly a long time. Where does it lack? Well, it's not quite as tight in handling as a DJI M350 drone. And the user interface on that controller is not quite what you're familiar with. It's gonna take a couple learning curves in order to really master mission planning with this drone. But if you need to use an NDAA compliant Blue SUS drone, this is a really good option for you to start flying. So all that to be said, the IF800 TOMCAT, I give it 2 thumbs up, and I'm excited to see where they go with it. There's gonna be a lot more developments in the future with this drone, including a laser altimeter to do real-time terrain following, and a new controller that's gonna make it a full Blue compliant controller and drone. All right, guys, so that's my review of the IF800 TOMCAT. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you here next time here on Indiana Drones.